Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, your source for exceptional video analysis of stocks, ETFs, and indices so you can become a better trader. All right, we're going to take a look at the Dow's the price action here in the markets today, indicators, and then we're going to look at 6 stocks: Apple, Seagate Technology, GoPro, Facebook, Twitter, and Yelp. All right, let's start off with the Dow. The Dow was up 217 points, and now we've put together back-to-back big upward bars here. The moving averages are still trending down. 21's down, the 55 slightly down. The wave count hasn't been invalidated at this point, so staying with that wave count. The S&P 500, similar type scenario. I got to admit, this is starting to look like a big push sideways, and it could be a big topping thing. We'll have to see. And again, don't have any reason to take this scenario out and change it. The Nasdaq, similar type thing. Big gap up here on the move to the high side. Now this is a little bit different in that the 21 is slightly above the 55 here. So the 21 never did break down below. And now you got this closing up here, kind of closed this little gap that was created. Actually, it was, the close was here, the open's here. We kind of backfilled, but there was a little bitty gap in here on the Nasdaq. The New York Composite, it's got a bigger gap. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see tomorrow. Do we come up, close that gap, and then pull back down? And that's what I'll be watching for. But we definitely have a gap that's sitting right here. That could get closed. And the Russell 2000, similar type thing. I think the gap has been closed in here. Now we've got a couple of gaps, a pretty substantial gap created here on the Russell 2000. And again, it's just, the intermediate, this is one of the stronger in terms of the intermediate trend is still higher. The 21's above the 55, above the 233. We had the pretty sharp breakdown, and now we're getting a sharp snapback. Let's take a look at the retracement real quick just to see of this move. We're a little over 50% and not quite 61.8%. So we're right in the middle here of a typical sharp pullback move. So not able to read a whole lot more into that. Short-term trading index is pulling down with all the bullish action, so the 10-day has come back to 1.21. The VIX just got slammed today. Now, we talked about the divergence that we're seeing, back in here, and then boy, it just got slammed today and pulled all the way back down here. So, pretty big pullback. And I'm not sure, again, what else to read into that except for the fact that it looked like a pretty big drop. The high-low indicator in here has not pulled back super strong. It's just barely above zero. 36 more new 52-week highs than lows on a 217-point up day on the Dow, and 2 back-to-back huge days. So basically, I think we were up about 400 points over 2 days, and we're barely getting above zero in terms of the nets on the high-low. So it's not painting a super strong picture right now in terms of where things are at. All right, we've had 1 day of trading. No need to spend a ton of time on it. That's the way she looks right now. Let's dive in and take a look at Apple. We're going to look at these 6 stocks here. Apple pulled back. I drew a trend line in here. I know I looked at this and said, well, we look like a possible trading range sideways, but also you could draw this trend line across and say, well, this looks like it's topping and rolling over and broke down. This could be nothing more than a pullback to that trend line. And honestly, when you look at it, the demand index is not positive, it's negative. It hasn't done anything. DI minus is still greater than DI plus. And the RSI has just barely gotten back to 50.2. And there was no bullish divergence on here. So we just got a pretty strong snapback rally. And the volume today was less than the 50-day moving average of volume. So little suspicious of that move. All right, let's take a look at Seagate Technology and see what's happening with it. Seagate's continuing the move down. Again, pretty strong trend it's been in. Today, it gapped down, went a little bit further, and then kind of reversed. Now, we don't have a bullish engulfing bar because it didn't close above the previous day's high. But it is a bullish looking bar in here, and there is a little bit of bullish divergence showing up on the indicators. It's not super strong because it's only about a week and a half, but right in here on the RSI, you can see it. A little bit on the demand index. These indices or indicators did not push lower, and the selling indicator, the DI minus, did not push higher, which would have meant increased selling. It didn't push higher as this went lower. So all three are showing a little bit of bullish divergence. But again, you got to really let price tell you what's it doing. So that's the scenario that's happening on Seagate. GoPro, let's take a look. And here we got GoPro. Okay, GoPro is a little bit of a pullback. We had this move down here. We played it. We had a nice profitable trade on it. And then we got a little pullback here. And boy, I tell you, I was really, really tempted to go short on this if it would have closed below the 2 days of lows, and it didn't do that. So I'm just kind of watching this right now. No further reading. And again, I've got a bearish count on this right now in terms of impulse wave, just because the way it broke down, and it looks like 5 waves down and 3 waves back up. And now I'm watching to see if it continues to push to the downside. The next one we're going to take a look at is Facebook. And everybody's getting all excited about Facebook, talking about its $250 billion valuation now because of where it closed. But really, it just closed slightly higher than where it closed back over here on June 24th. So with this price action, I'm still thinking that we had 5 major impulse waves up here and that we're doing some kind of corrective action. And this 3 waves makes me feel like this is kind of some kind of A, B, C. Although, I'm going to need to see this thing break down. And actually, I'm going to be putting out a new trade idea I've got on it because I'm seeing a potential setup that I've got. And all the trade ideas are on the Trade Ideas webpage on the website. You just need first name and email to be a subscriber to get access to that. But there is a possible new play coming up here that I am going to put out for, it's got to, I'm not saying at the close here, it's got to do some certain price action tomorrow to make it happen. And I'll have the details on that Trade Ideas webpage. So this is getting interesting in terms of the setup here on Facebook. And Twitter is the next one. Twitter is consolidating down in here. I thought it was going to break down here with this price action on, what was this, Thursday? But I was really, really hesitant to go short on it at that point, mainly because we're getting so much bullish divergence that's been building in here. And so I was it's been fighting it. You can see how all this bullish divergence has been happening on Twitter. And so it could be strengthening, or it could just be consolidating sideways. Sometimes stocks just kind of, when they move sideways, that's a way of correcting also. So right now we're just kind of watching this consolidation pattern in here and see if something else changes. I mean, look at this negative, this 55-day. Look how strong down this is. That's greater than a 45-degree angle. This stock is going to have a hard time fighting that. If it jumps up and gets slightly above it again, it probably won't hold. So right now, it's going to take a little bit for this to be able to move back up with any kind of strength, I think. All right, the next one we're going to take a look at is Yelp, and this will be the last one today. Yeah, I think that's right. Did we look at Seagate? Kind of drawn. Yes, we did. All right, take a look at Yelp, and this is the last one. Here we go. All right, so this one, boy, I really missed a setup right here, and I've been kicking myself after I saw it. But be that as it may, this has continued to just trend down. Granted, we've had some pretty big moves. This is when all of the talk of, oh, well, we're putting ourselves up for sale. Okay, we're putting ourselves up for sale. That's what happened right here, and boom, everybody, the buying came in volume, and then, oh, we're not putting ourselves up for sale anymore right here. So, it's interesting how the price action was telling you that this stock was getting ready to drop right in here. And let's take a look at the indicators. Let's bring the volume down, bring this down real quick. This has gone to low. There's no bullish divergence on the RSI. I'm not really seeing anything. This is a little too far apart, actually, for me to feel comfortable about playing a divergence like that. And I'm not really seeing it anywhere in here. So right now, the trend just looks strong to the downside. The 10's below the 21, below the 55. The 233 is down and trending down. So this is a downtrend. Could it come back up? Yeah, and pull back up maybe to 40 or maybe to here. Probably get a little bit of resistance coming in right in here. And actually what I probably ought to do, and then we'll stop tonight, is just draw a little trend line across right about there and say that's potential resistance if the stock starts to rally a little bit. All right, that's it for tonight. So if you felt like the video was helpful, hit the like button. And again, if there's anything unclear, or you got a question or comment about, send me an email, leave a comment or send me an email. And I will be back on Wednesday with another market update. We'll take a look at the stocks and some of the international stocks, and we'll see what's going on with China at that point also. And so everyone have a great Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon.